Peace, love, and about our hair grease, y'all. Shada Gemini returning once again for an awesomely amazing video. Okay, so I wanted to talk about something that I've reiterated a couple times, but I feel like I need to actually have a video focusing on it. Okay, and I really wanted to talk about how spirituality and religion are not one and the same. Okay, for simple, obvious differences that I don't feel like going into simple detail right now, but with just things like people being unsure or people feeling like they have to follow somebody. Okay, so for example, I get a lot of people who contact me about meditation and how to and things like that. Okay, which is cool. If you need some guidelines, okay, that's fine or whatever. But when you're dealing with spirituality, when you're switching from religion to spirituality, you're no longer dealing with the outside force. You're no longer dealing with the outside deity. You're no longer dealing with power that's outside of you, because there is nothing outside of you in your mind. You're dealing now with just you. Okay, you're dealing now with just you. Okay, you have now switched the frequency from relying on somebody else to relying on yourself. Okay, you are your source of power. You are your source of spirit. You are your source of cosmic energy, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so you really have to not be careful when you're doing spirituality, not to kind of bring the blueprint of religion into it. Okay, there is no guideline to this shit. Okay, and when you call yourself a god, when you're becoming more spiritual now, you make everything a spiritual experience. Okay, you don't need anybody to validate you anymore. You don't need the pastor to validate you no more. You don't need your family members. You don't need Sister Johnson at church in the front row of the pulpit, validating your experience anymore. You validate that now. Okay, so if I know I had a spiritual experience, I'm not going to question that experience because I'm confident in my abilities. Now, when you are first coming into spirituality, it does get it does require a lot of self-love, self-reassuring, and self-confidence. Okay, and I know sometimes even religious people, that's kind of hard for them to grasp a concept of them being in control of their reality, them actually taking accountability for the things that's going on in their life. So this is why they need a third party to justify what they do. Okay, so you really got to be careful not bringing your ideologies in regards to spirituality into this. This isn't a cult. Okay, this isn't, you make it what it is. Okay, you can have teachers. Okay, you can have teachers, you can read books. Okay, but understand that you are a individual expression of in this holographic reality, in this universe. Okay, so what that means is something that may work for somebody else may not work for you. You have to find out what is conducive for you. It's about taking and owning your own power. Okay? And that's so hard for a lot of people because a lot of people don't have that self-reassurance, not only in the physical world, but in the spiritual world as well. Okay? Like, I know, for example, I'm a god. So I can literally do anything. I can do spells over myself without even using candles or incense or none of that shit. I don't need none of that shit now because I know my power resides in me. Okay, I claim my power. I am that I am. Okay, and a lot of people during spirituality, they think that some of this shit requires guidelines. Like, you need to meditate at this day. You need to do this on this day. This on this and this on this day. And even if you're working with magic, Ogun, Oshun, Kali, all those people, all those deities are not real. They're just personified mythological expressions of human characteristics. That's it. That's the secret to the secret. Okay, so just be careful with that. Okay, this is not religion. You make the rules now based on you. The whole purpose of coming to spirituality is you letting your soul guide you. Okay, And at times, yeah, you're going to need advice from other people, okay? But like I said, well, what works for somebody else may not work for you. Okay? When you become more spiritual now, you determine your rules. You determine how you want to live, how righteously, of course, you want to live. Okay? It isn't religion. Okay? Even though, for example, people have the misconception that, if you transfer over from a meat eating diet to a vegan diet, then all of a sudden you're spiritual. No. You're just a better fucking human. This is not what this is supposed to be. Okay? Just because you're vegan does not mean you're conscious. It's a whole bunch of dead motherfuckers who are not meat eaters, who are oblivious to what's really going on in the world, who have no sense of self and no knowledge of self of any way, shape, or form. And you have to be careful with that. Being spiritual means you claiming your own power. You determine what's right. You're God. You're God now. You get to determine what's feasible for you and what's conducive for you into your reality. This is not religion. There is no Bible. There is no pastor. There is no church. The temple, your temple, the temple of God. Shit. God's temple, your temples, is where God resides. And where is God? What is God? God is just the mind. And I know, even when you're developing your soul, trying to balance, kind of coincide your soul with your humanity now, it does get a little confusing. I understand that. So sometimes you are going to wonder, am I doing this right? Is this the right thing to do? You make it so. You make it do what it do. You make it what it is. Stop denying your power. Stop denouncing your power. And one of the things that I do teach people is how to be self-reliant on themselves. Be self-reliant on yourself. You don't need a motherfucker to validate whether you had a spiritual experience or not. You don't need somebody to tell you, hey, you need to meditate like this. You connect with what your spirit is telling you to do. That's spirituality. There's no book. What works for me doesn't work for somebody else. I am an individual expression of God. Okay? And the whole purpose of that is not to be like somebody else or like everybody else. Claim your power. Okay? Claim your power. What works for you. If you don't like sage, if everybody use sage, everybody may not like sage. Just because everybody use it don't mean that you have to use it. There are other cleansing mechanisms for cleansing your home and cleansing other people and for cleansing magical objects. You don't just need to use sage. It's just little shit like that. So you have to define and you have to decide, or even if you're doing magic, come up with your own rituals. If you call yourself God, if you call yourself the creator, I had to learn that too. You come up with your own rituals that are conducive for you. Now you can take other people's spells and other people's rituals and twist them on your own, but just know that it's still going to work, because it's not the candles in the magic. It's not the candles in the ritual, or it's not the incense or whatever you're burning in the ritual that makes the ritual come true. Okay? It's when you're doing magic, you're using those physical objects that speak to the conscious mind, but the subconscious mind already knows the intent. It's not the candle that makes that prosperity spell come true. It's not the candle or the incense, or it's not Oshun that brought you your boo, your new boo now. It was you. It was your mind. Okay? Those objects are just conduits of what your subconscious mind is trying to manifest. It's your subconscious that makes that reality real, that keeps you on that frequency to draw those things to you. Okay? So be careful with that. Even if you're working with deities gods in magic or something, or you know, Mother Earth, Mother Goddess. Understand? I keep telling y'all this. These are not real people. They're not real people. These are just the highest extents of your mind. Okay? You have to understand that you are the God. You are the supreme being. Even in the astral realm, you are the ruler. I don't know if y'all see Insidious, but in Insidious, what's her name? The old crippled lady who was kind of cognizant of how that realm worked. She kept telling my man's like, hey, you know, just know they can't hurt you because they want what you have. They want to, the spirits that are on the other side of that, they want a human flesh. They want to be in human form so that they can do what they do. You know what I'm saying? And they're kind of envious of you in a way, because I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but they're kind of envious of you in a way because you have something they don't have, which is physical life. Okay? So and you have to understand, even in those other realms, spiritual realms, you rule over that too. But you have to claim your power. You have to stop doubting yourself. You have to I don't even want to say start believing in yourself, because that sounds corny as shit. But it really is the truth. You define who you are now. There's no book to tell you how to fucking live. There shouldn't be I don't want to fucking live like everybody else living. I want to live based on what my soul is telling me to do. Okay, so anytime you're doing any spiritual work or any spiritual practice, there are no guidelines to this shit. Your guideline is your soul. Whatever that little small voice in the back of your head is telling you that seems anti-humanity, that's the voice that you want to be listening to, because that's the soul. So please don't get caught out here trying to make spirituality, trying to bring Christian ideals into spirituality. Okay? Stop what this shit is about. And I know a lot of people do that. A lot of people seek validations from spiritualists to see if they doing some shit right. What you gotta validate? What you gotta talk to them for? You the one that's making it happen. You are the manifester. Everything happens because of you in your life, contrary to popular belief. So, and I know a lot of people are doing that. It's not about that. Just because you fucking wear your hair a certain way, that don't make you spiritual. Just because you change your diet, that don't make you fucking spiritual. Just because, I'm peace and I'm harmony and I'm this. Oh no, brother, I don't do that anymore. Bitch, you're just a better human. You're not a better soul. Don't let these people out here make you think that, you gotta dress a certain way, you have to talk a certain way, you have to act a certain way to be spiritual. No, nigga, you're just a better human. You're just a better human being. The whole purpose of this shit is to transform the soul. Is to get the soul to recognize itself in the physical body, and then not only self-transform the vessel that the soul is in, but also the soul. Because that's why you came here. Blah, 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 blah. Because that's what you came here to do. Okay? Start claiming your power. If something is conducive for you, if something that works for you, it works for you. Okay? You can come up with your own rituals of how to cleanse yourself. Literally, that's what the sacral chakra is about. It's about creativity. I am the creator. I am God, so I create. I make everything a spiritual experience, and it works. I cast beauty spells on myself without even a candle or anything, and they work. Just because I speak it, I wilt it, I believe it, it's in my subconscious, I make it so it happens to me. I have a lot of spiritual things that happen to me, but I don't follow people. I take other people's things as guidelines. I follow other people who are similar to me, but I don't take them. I don't take them 100. I don't take what they say 100% by guideline. I make up my own rules. I follow my soul. Whatever my soul, my spirit tells me what's best and what's conducive to do, I do it. That's what it's about. You're no longer in religion no more, baby. No, you no longer got the training wheels on. You got the big boy drawers on. You spiritual now. You ain't got nobody. You don't have it to have any subconscious guilt of some sky wizard looking over you no more. No. Now you're in the front row seat. You're in the front row fucking driver's seat of your life now. So understand that you define, literally, you defined everything that goes on in your life and your spiritual experiences. There's no guidelines. There's no guidelines. Because I can't stand it when people ask, am I doing this right? You know, I did this, but this and this and this, and I've been thinking about this, but this is the... Why are you asking me? I mean, I understand why you're asking me, but why are you asking me instead of just asking your subconscious? Or that little voice that's screaming at you that you low-key know what to do, but you refuse to ignore it because it seems inhumane. It seems crazy. That's the soul. The soul doesn't abide by human conditions. Okay? So that's all I want to say. I just want to say, start claiming your power. You're God now. The gods are returning. The ancestors are returning through us. Start claiming your power. Stop following people. You don't need to join no fucking groups. You don't need to join no fucking cults because all those... No, don't do it. Because a lot of people have that ideology too of wanting to join groups, little spiritual groups, like Santeria groups and fucking cults and other witches groups or whatever, over spiritual groups, whatever. There's a whole variety of them now. I highly don't recommend you doing that because that inhibits your individual growth as a soul. The soul is here to rediscover itself. Well, you are here to discover, you know, I don't even want to say you're here to discover yourself, but you're here to remember who you are on a soul level. And being that with other people and joining cults and groups and shit, that's just a hindrance, okay? You might as well be back in fucking religion if you do that. There are no guidelines. You make the guidelines. Whatever you deem right, morally right, obviously morally right, is right. And with that ideology, it's gonna be copacetic. So stop looking for validation from other people to see if you're doing this shit right. This ain't religion no more, baby. You ain't in kindergarten no more. Welcome to fucking... It's graduate school. It's grad school. So be mindful of that, y'all. With that being said, I will leave all my social media and everything else in the description box below. I'm still doing natal charts as well. Please contact me for that if you're interested. And I just love y'all so much. I'm back from vacation finally. I'm finally grounded now. And yeah, it feels good. So with that being said, y'all, I really love y'all so much. Thank y'all for your support. Bye.